Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another average score of 59 points. The good news is I have 2 free transfers, and I'm going to shake things up with a mini wildcard game week 15. Forget the experts template, 78% Foden, 58% Saka. My new differentials are owned by 0 managers in the Elite 64 League. No matter what happens this season, I'm going to share every step of the way with you guys. So before I show you my crazy transfer plan, let's get right into it with a game week 14 review. We'll go top to bottom, starting with the goalkeeper. Nick Pope, 6 points. I got him on the wildcard game week 8, and he went 3 consecutive games without a clean sheet. I started getting worried, and I added Kepa to my watch list. And since then, Pope has earned 3 clean sheets in his last 4 games. Kepa was subbed off injured game week 14. Pope became the highest scoring goalkeeper in FPL. Trippier, 11 points. He is the highest scoring defender, and it's not just defenders. Trippier has more points than Salah, Foden, and Saka this season. Newcastle are really fun to watch. My entire backline came through clean sheets this week. Pope, Trippier, Cancelo, and Mark Gehi. The problem is that nearly all my attackers blanked. The biggest letdowns were Kane, 1 point. He picked up his 4th yellow card of the season, and Foden, 1 point. He was benched again for no reason, according to Pep Guardiola. Bailey, 2 points. Stepped in for Haaland. My bench players combined for 25 points last week. This week, when I needed them, 5 points. Mitrovic and Andreas, they blanked, but I'm focusing more on their performances, not just points. Mitrovic was wasteful. He had 10 shots, only 1 on target. Andreas created 7 chances versus Everton and climbed from 4th to 2nd in most chances created this season. De Bruyne has 40 chances created. Pereira closed the gap to 34. Salah, 14 points, captain. This was a strange game. Salah had 7 shot attempts against Leeds, 3 on target, 1 goal. We all have our own interpretation of the performances. I like that Mitrovic and Salah had lots of chances to score. Others are transferring them out because they failed to convert those chances. Is it time to sell Mitrovic against City and Salah versus Spurs? Let me know in the comments. I've already made up my mind, but next I want to cover key players I don't own. Here's my watch list. Same defenders as last week, no changes there. Kepa, I took him out. Odegaard, he was a standout from my match notes on the Game Week 14 blog post. Saka looked to be on his way to a monster haul against Forest before he was subbed off injured. Super unlucky for his owners. I wanted to include Gabriel Jesus, but he's on 4 yellow cards, and I already have Kane, Mitrovic, and Mark Gehi on 4 yellows. Players who get a 5th booking game week 15 will be suspended game week 16, which is the last game before the World Cup. Antonio Conte has been pushing Kane for 90 minutes every single game, and he has to work even harder now with Son out, injured. I wouldn't even be surprised if some players earned themselves a nice rest before going off to the World Cup. Callum Wilson is a top pick, excellent short-term gamble. The concern is his history with hamstring injuries. Darwin Núñez scored and assisted as a sub in the Champions League, and I remember one chance when Darwin was on the left. He looked up and he saw Salah at the far post. Excellent cross, and it was just cut out for a corner. Their link-up play is going to improve as they learn each other's movements. And if I keep Salah, I hope both players start because Darwin is a handful for defenders and he takes away some of the attention from Salah. I'm keeping an eye on Brighton players. Their new manager took the game to Chelsea with a front 4 and they were rewarded with a 4-1 win. And I left out Zaha, who can be frustrating in fantasy, but his scoring potential increases if Fabianski's out injured for West Ham. And those were the players. So what's the plan for game week 15? And this is how I actually worked out my transfer plan. I made an early move for Maddison, cashing out a full profit on Foden. That's the second time I cashed out a full profit on Foden within the last 5 game weeks. The initial plan was Mitrovic out for Wilson and Salah out for De Bruyne captain if Haaland was out. Then I watched the Champions League games. Antonio Conte played just 2 attackers, Kane and Son. Son suffered an injury to his face, which needs surgery, and Kane was even more isolated. And now defender Romero is also injured for Tottenham, so I'm thinking about Salah. Salah scored game week 14 and in the Champions League. Now I'm thinking, what's the bigger problem in my team? Salah is getting lots of chances. What if I sell Kane now that they've lost Son? If Kane is booked against Liverpool, he will be banned for game week 16, and it's a nice rest before the World Cup. I still have 3 Manchester City players for 2 home games, but now it's KDB instead of Foden. This way, I can also keep Salah, and it solves the captaincy with De Bruyne captain at home versus Fulham. So it transfers out Foden, Kane, Bailey. Transfers in De Bruyne, Maddison, Greenwood. And by the way, as soon as I saw Son coming off injured, that's when I got the idea, so I logged into FPL to see if I could afford De Bruyne by selling Kane. And I was freaking out. I thought I was going to be 0.1 million short, and thankfully I had the exact funds, and I am taking a risk with early transfers. And here's my Game Week 15 team. The experts might sell Salah for De Bruyne. I want both. They feel nice and safe with template players like Foden and Saka. I'm going back to Maddison, who has 0% ownership in the Elite 64. Saka was owned by just 23% of the experts before the last game, and when they saw the lineups, Foden was benched. They quickly swapped him out for Saka, whose ownership in the Elite 64 more than doubled to 58%. And it might have been higher had the website servers not crashed before deadline, preventing thousands on Twitter from making the same move. It's interesting to see how the transfers affect overall ownership. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry. It's interesting to see how transfers affect overall ownership and the Elite 64. Game Week 8, Maddison's overall ownership went from 5% to 10% to 20%. But in the Elite 64, Maddison went from 0% to 50% to 80% in the same time period. It was only 3 game weeks. I'm super excited to have Maddison and De Bruyne because I had him once before, and that was my favorite moment in the season when my team pushed 2 million places in the overall rank. No European distractions for Maddison, and I don't think he's in the World Cup squad. I have to check once again. De Bruyne came on as a sub in the Champions League and instantly changed the game with an assist. And this plan sticks with 3 premium attackers. Now it's Haaland, De Bruyne, and Salah. One of the advantages of having 3 premium attackers is that if one of them doesn't play, I still have 2 strong options for captain and vice captain. Mitrovic and Andreas, I have to trust what I saw, and I'm starting both against the champions. Justin Overgahi at the back provides cover against the experts with Danny Ward. And I'm using our defender's fixture cheat sheet to help set who to start and who to bench, and even helps with the bench order. Nico Williams has clean sheet potential against Brentford, who will be without the suspended Ivan Toney. The question is whether Williams will start, and according to Guardiola, Haaland could be available for Fulham. If he's out, Gahi comes in off the bench, and I would keep Haaland for Brentford at home Game Week 16. So that's pretty much it. Benfica finished top of their Champions League group above PSG and Juventus. My dad is super happy, so I'm really happy. He's always bringing up the 60s when Benfica were the best team in Europe with Eusebio. And I'm going to show you my shirt. Hang on a second. Check out this shirt. Best shirt ever. Hopefully your club is doing well, whoever you support from around the world. So thank you for the likes, subscribes, all your positive comments. Now we shoot big green arrows Game Week 15. So that's going to be a wrap for today. Stay tuned for my next video. If you like my music, all my songs are free on the website. See the link in the description. U90 Mini League. Good at FPL? Join U90 Mini League for a chance to win. Be sure to follow at Upper 90 Studios on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where you get an inside scoop before YouTube. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because this season is going to be epic. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list and get your free fixture difficulty cheat sheet. Click the fantasy tab at upper90studios.com. Thanks for watching. See you soon.